The following is meant for entertainment and educational purposes. It is not meant to establish a doctor-patient relationship. Please consult your mental health provider for your mental health needs. Hello, welcome to Chez Eric, my home where we talk about psychiatry and religion with a focus on how to apply it to your life. And this is the William James series on the varieties of religious experience. Lectures 4 and 5 talking about healthy mindedness, and it has been quite a journey. We have 2 more lectures. This is the penultimate lecture. And my hope is that lectures 1 through 6 were cool. But then when we get to lecture 7 and 8, it's like mind-blown stuff. That's what I hope. Maybe I'll be able to, deliver, maybe I won't. But this stuff is really complicated. And to have, let's say, I guess one video of 20 minutes to really describe it's packed it a lot. But to unpack everything and give it a little bit snippets every single week, really cool, I think. And if you're watching this in succession, good for you. Thank you very much for your review. I guess I can ask now, do you like and subscribe to this content? And let's get to it. So, Healthymindedness and Mindcure, they exist to William James. And why do we care? Well, what are we trying to get at? We are trying to get at an understanding of the religious experience. What does it mean to have a religious experience? And for William James, the only way to truly understand the religious experience isn't by looking at and polling everybody. It's by looking at the most extreme versions of religious experiences. And the simplest form of a religious experience is the healthy-minded version of religion, right? And the most extreme version of the simplest version of religious experience is the Mindcure version of religion. And he is then using the Lutheran or Wesleyan versions of it, which I think is, that's what he says. I don't know if it's true. I apologize if I offended anybody, if they've changed over the time. But he is saying that there is a version of Christianity, at least, that believes that if you simply have faith, that is enough for salvation. And there's another group of Christians who say, that's not enough, stop it, stop it, stop it, you're wrong, all right? But we're not actually getting into that debate. What we are saying is that the difference between the two. So how does this work? Well, we're analyzing the extreme version, which is, let's say, the Lutheran version of these Mindcure / healthy-mindedness. And this is actually in contrast to what a moralist would say. For example, a moralist is someone who wants to be a good person, a moral person. And they would have a tendency to say you need to be vigilant all day and all night, make sure you don't do bad things, keep track of your temptations, and don't do the bad things. That's what a moralist would say. But often at times this leads to failure and, shame and annoyance. I failed. I ate the cookie when I wasn't supposed to eat the cookie, or I yelled at someone I wasn't supposed to yell at someone, or I was, mean to someone I shouldn't have been mean to someone. And I tried so hard, and I just failed at being a good person. And I will desire to do better, even though I know it's impossible. However, the Mindcures would say, no, you're doing it all wrong. You will have better success if you surrender. And that is where we have a very interesting sort of concept here, this idea of surrender, surrendering to God, surrendering to a divine force. How do we surrender? Well, the theology would have a theology of being passive, of relaxation, not acting, right, with no activity, right, and you just have intentions are good, and you're giving up in the process the feeling of responsibility. And, whether you agree or disagree with this idea of surrendering, right, it is a fundamental form of human experience. And what's very interesting is that to achieve surrender, the pursuit of religiosity is about a pursuit of surrendering to a divine force, whereas the pursuit of morality might actually be something different entirely. You may not be surrendering in a moral pursuit. And he gives a really funny example of, I kind of laughed out loud when I read this, of a preacher. And the preacher said, I was walking down in a very dark, area, and I tripped, and I fell, and then I was tumbling, and I grabbed but the last branch, and I thought I was going to fall to my doom, and I held on it with such agony. And then for about an hour, and I felt I was going to die. I was praying to God, and in my last moments to God and praying to him, say, God, I'll let go, right? He lets go and he falls 6 inches. Because it turns out it wasn't a deep fall. It was actually just, boop, right? And then he thought to himself, oh, had I just let go sooner, I would have not been in such agony, gripping for my life for the entire, say, couple of hours he thought he was going to die had he fell, right? And he used that as an example. Once we let go of our personal strength, we can allow God to take care of us. And that is, in many respects, the most extreme version of the Mindcure movement in religiosity. And it has all of these elements to it of ignoring the bad things and of surrendering and of, like saying evil doesn't exist and all these weird things that are happening. So then now we get to apply stuff to you in this penultimate video. What do you believe? Are you one of the mind curers? And is that a good thing or a bad thing? And what are you losing in the process? Did I ruin your time? Did I ruin your life? Is like the Matrix thing kind of happening? That's what I had to ask myself, right? And what am I? I don't know what I am, but I know that it exists. And it's really interesting, like what are we doing here? And this is just like the first level of understanding religiosity. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I made it clear. And then next time will be the last. Ooh, the last one. I hope it's really good. So yeah, do like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Hello. So the truth is that 10-minute videos can only really get you so far. And I really want to help you understand how psychiatry and religion can really improve your life. And I really want to go deeper. However, that can take many forms. It can be in a book, still in progress. It can be an app possibly, or maybe a club or a workshop or a webinar of some sort. It could be educational videos, or it could even be offering my own psychiatric services. As I thought about all these ideas, I definitely want to create this giant empire of some sort to help people understand how psychiatry and religion can help their life. But I learned that all of these things require a significant amount of time and investment to do it right, to get it, done correctly. So I was thinking about which one I should start with, but then I realized, hey, why don't I just ask you? What do you think? I'd like to know. What are you looking for? How can I help you? What type of service or product would you be most interested in? Let me know in the comments, or you can always find my email or message me privately. I would love to hear from you. So yeah, help me out. Let me know what you think would be best to start off with, and that'd be really helpful. I'll talk to you later.